Hello, everybody. This is Maniac4Bricks, and once again, we're here with a spring cleaning challenge update. I mentioned before that there would be a thing about every week or so, and here we are, end of the week, and let's see what's happened. So, if you guys already saw the previous update that was already recorded, uploaded on the channel about a week ago, that's where I explain what this was all about, showing some of the progress in here, and it's a little different from before. Good different? Debatably. So, not much has actually been moved in this room itself. Only a couple things have already started to be sorted away or packed away into certain areas of the room. For example, I have a lot of the small Lego shirts that I mentioned before on a live stream or live recorded video. The tiny ones that don't fit me, the ones I grew up with. All those have now been packed into a box and they're going to go into the closet because I can't wear them. I don't need them that much, so it might as well fit away from everything else I do need. There's actually a review back here in process. So, sneak peek there of a few products that were sent to me from Dan Pecora from Brick Fair, Alabama. And I'm still trying to work through the reviews on those. I had to re-record a few things, so it's not all there yet. Mr. Hinkle Draws and Tron Bricks, welcome to the stream. A couple of those boxes that need to be cleared out, and at least 2 or 3 of them are almost entirely empty unless you count packing peanuts. So I just have to dish those out to the garbage, but that will happen pretty soon. Big stack of Lego shirts over there. Some of them I've already been taking out, filtering through, trying to add back into the drawers. And some other categories of shirts I've also been doing the same. Now that everything's been sorted as far as clothes go, it's easier for me to put it back into the drawers and be like, oh, if I need to find a Lego shirt, here's the entire section of Lego shirts. This is where I can find them. This is where I know they'll be. Only exceptions to that are any of the shirts that I had in there that I mentioned previously don't fit me as well as they used to because they're like 6+ years old, and that's just gonna happen. So they might go back into the closet with some of those other childhood shirts. I don't know why I'm giving everything specific names, but here we are, Maniac4Bricks. Whole bunch of sets back there. I've been clearing out a couple of those and moving them to the basement, aka the Lego room. A couple of drawers back there that I need to free up so that I can put away a whole bunch of Lego magazines, catalogs, and instructions that I've been sorting and weeding out from the basement. Something that you'll see a little bit later. There's a pumpkin there for a reason. It's not because I'm late for October or early for October. Brick Studio, welcome to the stream. Tron Bricks, I did see that. It's now available for download. I haven't played it yet, but I am looking forward to it. I don't know if I'll do anything video-wise for it publicly, but I am looking forward to that game. I'm glad it's finally out, because I've been waiting for it for a while. I heard there's going to come out with a LEGO Star Wars Collector Video Game Edition for PS4. I'm not sure if that's the same thing as the Skywalker Saga, but that's what I've heard. I'll do you one better. Why October? There you go. There you go, Kevin. A couple other poly bags in there and others I found that need to be either consolidated and put away or put into the backlog. Those 3 right there. If I can reach around, I might grab those. Everything else on this side of the table, pretty much the same as it was before. And those are the other things I mentioned. A whole bunch of the DS games there. I haven't found a resting place for them yet as far as the video game realm. All I know is that the DS is close to my dresser, and these are the games. So I haven't found a proper place to put them. Handhelds have had an odd way of moving around between the living room and this bedroom for video game sorting. I'd never really found a good spot for them, and they used to be up on one of these shelves, but I found other things that fit a little bit better in there, found more book-related material that would fit better there. I figure portables probably going to need to be out in front if I want to take it somewhere, and be ready to go. GameStop guy told me at my mall yesterday, pre-ordered. Oh, nice. That sounds pretty cool, though. It might be the same thing as the Skywalker Saga, because that game has a 2020 release date, but we don't know if it's early or late. I think the same thing is happening with one of the SpongeBob games. It's a SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, which is basically a remake of an older game from like the GameCube and PS2-ish era. Um, I have never played it before. I know many people love that. They love the style of that game as a SpongeBob 3D platformer. It kind of shaped other games around that time from THQ. So there's that. Did you hear Lego is going to make movies with Universal now? I have heard that. I haven't heard too much about it, of how that's going to work, of how it's going to change distribution. I have Lego movies actually over there in that corner next to the Guitar Hero controllers. There's a whole stack of DVD rack stuff. And eventually I'll do a video on that. You can check that out on Patreon when that's available. I'll do a teaser of it throughout social media, but um, you'll get to see the full thing early on Patreon, and then about a month later, it'll show up on YouTube. So there's that. TV's blue because I accidentally put an alarm timer kind of thing on it. I thought it was a timer to shut off the TV at a certain point. Turns out it was to turn it on at a certain point. So every morning at 7 a.m., I wake up to a blue screen. Not the prettiest thing, but it's there. Do you want to see Billy and Brick Race happen? Absolutely. I love Lego racing. I love race car things. I don't love Fast and Furious, but I think a Lego racing movie sounds great. Also, earlier today, unveiled was Tom Riddle. I posted it through Instagram and I believe Twitter. I reposted it through Twitter. Tom Riddle is going to be remade as a Lego minifigure. And my brief thoughts, I like it. I think it looks really cool. I think it's good adding it with the book instead of being in a high-end Lego set. And the book itself is probably going to be worthwhile. I mean, it may be a revised version from what I'm looking at of what they've done in the past for Lego Harry Potter Visual Dictionary kind of books, character encyclopedia, whatever you want to call it. But it's something that I personally haven't picked up before. I didn't pick up those previous versions or anything like that. So it benefits me to read more of the book instead of just, most people would be like, oh, it's an $18 figure and it comes with a book. No, it's an $18 book and it comes with a figure. But some people have different value in that. Whole bunch of things down here that are for packages. There's a whole pile here that says stamps.com. I did a registration with that a while ago and got a bunch of material for packages to send out sometime later when I get more of the eBay stuff rolling. Have one of the eBay things already sell and shipped out. So there will be more listings soon. You can check out through social media. I'll post about the links when those happen, and they will be taken down when those listings end. Hanging folders, those are also for the filing cabinets. So yeah, let's try to move around here. I'm going to grab those three things for the backlog. Yes, Mega Constructs does count as backlog. I do other things than Lego on here on occasion. On occasion being the key word. Don't let this scare you. Other things around here, I have this taken out of my car. I brought it in here a while ago because I was going to do more photography on mocks that I've built. I've done it in the past, but it wasn't really the best lighting. This has been much better space, and I feel like it's going to be better posting it than what I've had previously. And some of the old ones had a different camera, so the quality wasn't as good. I'm not going to say this is crystal clear, but it's going to look a bit better than before, and that's all I expect. Is Unikitty TV series canon to Lego Movie or a non-canon spinoff? I've been debating that for a while, and I've wanted to do a video, a brick theory, mind you, about that since the TV show started. I've been following a handful of episodes at a time, and it seems to me to be a non-canon spin-off. Or if it did have any canonicity, canacity, whatever the word is, if it was related to the Lego Movie directly, it would have happened before the Lego Movie existed. Like as a prequel kind of thing, or just happening in its own world or something. It is possible it could have happened after Lego Movie 2, even though distribution-wise it was made in between both of those movies. But I could see it between one of those two. It could either happen before And, that would kind of show how Unikitty became a prominent figure in Cloud Cuckoo Land, maybe after this series, developing Cloud Cuckoo Land, already having an authoritative role. Or it could happen after Lego Movie 2, where we have things that are brick built but coming to life, such as Plantimals. So it kind of opens the opportunity for all of those different creatures and characters that exist in the Unikitty show. Like she's doing her own thing now. It could be. I haven't looked in depth with either one of those to see specifically like where it fits. But those are my two theories right now. It's before Lego Movie 1 or after Lego Movie 2. All right, moving on from here. I have also been sorting out other piles of clothes, like this pile of video game shirts. Got to replace the calendar. Posters just about the same. And yeah, this tile was something we talked about last night on a stream. And again, I thought I mentioned it before when I got back from Brick Fair, Alabama. A thank you again to Dude Jude, who got a bunch of these 2x4 thank you tiles. The bow tie was something I found. Entirely different thing. But the tile is neat. And sorry about the phone buzzing there. Got a bunch of messages. I'm trying to clear out the notifications. And then it decides to do it again. Phones are weird. Moving on from that, a friend of mine from the Nerf community, who well knows that I collect Lego. He's been here, and so have other people from the Nerf community. Found this blue mug, which is cool. I didn't have this Think Geek Build on Brick mug in blue. I already have black and gray, like a dark gray. I think maybe another one in either of those colors, maybe two copies. This one's in blue, which I've never seen before. I don't know if I'm going to collect them all. I'm sure there are other colors out there. I know there's a red because I have found a red. I've only found one copy, though, and I sent it along. You might have seen a while ago, over a year ago, I think. Talk Bricks. He had a video about getting a whole bunch of Lego items, and I believe that was included with those packages. Whole bunch of stuff for convention use, like name tag stuff. I got a couple stuff for Dude Jude and Chop, but Chop, that is. And we're going to move on to downstairs because not much else has really changed here as far as the whole scope of things. I'll take photos later and share them on social media as far as like update as of this point. Oh, there's two other poly bags back there I forgot about that go in the backlog. Hey, well, now you get to see how I hop, skip, and a jump around this room. It is less hopscotch than it was before, but it's still not the prettiest layout. And I still didn't get back to the DC series because that's also part of the cleaning challenge is not purchasing more things, and, well, that would be part of them. This, I don't remember I thought I opened this. I thought I already built this figure. No, apparently not. Alright, that's also technically backlog. So, downstairs we go. Polybags are at least simple to build. Those are all built. They're just stored away in the boxes. Rise of Voldemort. I have that set moved downstairs. A couple other sets from here got moved downstairs. So, we'll take a walk down. A couple other sets up here. I don't know why, but the Land Speeder set, like along with Obi-Wan's hut there, the Land Speeder set for some reason isn't around here. I think it's downstairs already, but oh well. So, we'll head downstairs. Take a look there. Yep. That's what I hear.
Is it rattling?
Yeah, there's a little rattle to it. I'm not sure why. I'll take a look. Day in the life. So, moving downstairs. I'll put this stuff aside. Yep, that's rattling, alright. Oh, it's just uneven. And now it's fine? Okay. Anywho, moving down here, I did already sort out a couple things. This was also part of last week, but also things I've picked up and continued from here, kind of moving stuff upstairs, hence the the line up the stairs. So different papers, whether or not Lego related, there's a whole stack of instructions and catalogs and whatnot over here, several notebooks and pages and things like that. Just try and edition them out from everywhere, and there's still more probably to find. A lot of backlog building, especially last night, as you might have seen through social media. I posted that I basically built 8.5 sets in 4 hours. Well, they're all kind of small sets, so that kind of explains why. None of these were more than $30 retail, or like MSRP or anything. Brick Gamer, how's it going? It's been busy here, and have just been moving all over the place as much as possible. Brick Burrow, how's it going? And Tron Bricks. Is the Ninjago series falling on ratings because of Wild Brain? I don't know what Wild Brain is, so I have no idea, and I haven't really kept up with the Ninjago series in several seasons. Why was Unikitty 2D rather than 3D? Probably cheaper and friendlier. I put friendlier as like, well, it's just easier for kids to adapt to it. I'm not saying 2D animation is only for kids, but I'm just saying most things on the network for Cartoon Network are 2D. So it just kind of makes it easier going from one show to the next that it's like, oh, it's in the same type of animation that makes it easier. Gumball might be one of the few exceptions to that because that one's mixed media, which is cool in its own way, but it still has a lot of 2D animation involved with it. I was actually going to build a couple of these sets that I took out from the backlog not too long ago. A couple of poly bags, which would be nice and easy. I got the driver's school set there. As far as these sets go, they're pretty neat. They're pretty fun to build. The give with purchase stuff has actually been impressing me, especially for Hidden Side, because they feel worth it. They're not like a polybag style or value to them. Like it actually feels like a beefy, substantial build. Something that I feel like the angle of it is that with Hidden Side, especially because it's app oriented and having an augmented reality thing, so extra technology needs to be made for that, which means it costs extra money. None of the sets go below $20 retail. And this is just me as a fan speculating on this, but I don't know for sure. None of the sets go below that price because they need to justify the cost for running the app and being able to use it with all those sets, adapting the sets themselves, because it does an outline of the sets or the figures. For the brief time I've tested it, that's what I've noticed. My thinking is anything that would be below that point, but not quite a polybag, is counting as the gift with purchase. So something like this, if it was sold for retail, it would be somewhere between $10 and $15. And I think that's fair. I don't know what it exactly says on the Lego calendar when they advertise this stuff, like whatever value to it. But it makes it more interesting that they are full builds. It doesn't feel like they missed anything here, and it still has some good features, especially for the dragster. I was more impressed with it after building it than before. It has these panels on the side that can pull out the eyeballs, so it has a little bit more monstrous look, transforming the thing. The minifigure of it only has a ghost head, which I found surprising because all the other ones, they're, an average citizen that turns into a ghost. It's like the Welcome to Hidden Side set. That one only has them in ghost form, except for Jack. But that makes sense because it's in their realm. This one is always going to be a ghost. And I think some of the polybags that are released in the UK also do that with some magazines. They do smaller polybag promotion things. And there you go. This one also has a cannon on the back of it, so you could actually load the minifigure in there and shoot him out of the cannon. I did find it a little bit tricky to fit him in there standing up, so if you bend the legs a bit, or if you angle the cannon just right, then it'll work a bit better. My theory on this set, if you haven't read my Twitter feed, I don't blame you because there's a lot on the Twitter feed. especially if you can't replying to other people. But I had a theory about a month ago that this set, the Newberry Subway and the Welcome to Hidden Side set, are supposed to connect to each other, and yet they don't. It looks like the same style. It has a reference to the subway station on the Welcome to Hidden Side set. It, like, angles wise, it fits well. And I thought for a while before picking them up, they should be able to connect. Like there would be a clip or something to attach them together. And there wasn't. After building them, I realized that. And it has just enough to make that impression, but I don't know if that's supposed to be the case in the story. However, this back portion has some bluish elements on it for the subway area, so it is sort of leading into Hidden Side, which this just it fits so well. All I did was take the 2x4 plates or tiles on the bottom of Welcome to Hidden Side, move them back a stud, and then pop it right on the back stud of the subway. So now they are physically connected to each other. And I don't know if it's supposed to be in story, and I could totally understand, like, oh, maybe this is another entrance to the subway, and technically these two don't line up with each other because this is a tunnel for the subway, and this is a tunnel to walk to the subway. I get that. But it feels so right, especially with both jacks in the sets being the same variant. It's not like one of them has a red torso or anything. They're the same hoodie. So I feel like in the story, they must be connected in some way. I have low battery right now, so I apologize if I cut out the stream early. It's not my fault. We also have these two portions that are on the same side as each other. So I'm like, that's gotta work. For me, it works. As a Hidden Side fan, I like it. Finished building this set today. I only built it halfway through. We're good on that. I've also been doing some Nerf modifications. I did a live stream for that over on Facebook on one of the Nerf groups. I'm not a fan of Overwatch as a game. I've never played it, but I was interested by the sets because of the designs of the figures, the designs of the vehicles, and they're really impressive. I really like this. Even the villa that has a very facade design to it. There's not much on the back of it. There's only a couple stickers you add on the windows underneath. It looks so good from the front. It's so remarkable. And you have each of these shutters that can open and close. I like that. This is something I haven't really seen that much from Lego, that style of building that I really like. And I like that there's a large archway you could fit the truck through here. By the way, the truck is great. Kiss of the fingers. I'm not saying 10 out of 10 set, maybe like a strong 9. I don't rate Lego sets. I don't know what to do here. This ship, I kind of found a little, I wasn't sure about it at first. I was like, yeah, well, I know some of the figures are popular, so I might as well get that set. And I actually really like the ship. I like that you can change it around so it can be a drone ship. So it's like running on its own kind of thing. Or you pop off these tiles, hashtag pop those tiles, and seat a figure in there. And the piece inside, the piece inside, it makes me happy. It's an older radar piece on a 2x2 45-degree slope. I haven't seen that print in so long, and I didn't know they still made that, and that's so good. I love that. See, I can be excited. Everything else in here, it's been kind of hard to work with. A couple more backlog things down there, which I'll be building soon. They're mostly minifig packs. I moved a bunch of stuff out of the way, trying to sort things out. I took down a whole bunch of the DC stuff from the top shelf. Some of it will be integrated into the Batman wall back there. Some of it will just go into a bag or drawer or box or something like that. Marvel stuff also got taken out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff is around. Oh, there it is. It's a box right there. And that top shelf is going to be used for Harry Potter. You can check out more about that on my Patreon, where I'll have a post real soon about that update. There's already a post on there about Minecraft and Star Wars being updated for those shelves. That's why I'm not going to that corner of the room. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But if you're a patron on there, as little as $1 a month, you can see a whole bunch of exclusive stuff. in advance of when they premiere on YouTube and other social media. I may tease about it early now, but you're going to see the full thing on there right now and then the rest of it later. I have a whole bunch of other Minecraft sets that I've been moving around and trying to figure out because I have a bunch of ideas for Minecraft and they're not all here yet, but they're getting there. They're going well. Moving on from there, the other shelves pretty much the same as before. I've moved a little bit on top of here, but it still needs some work. A bunch of the Star Wars sets need to be taken down because I don't have the Hoth scene ready for right now, although I may come back to that soon. We'll see. This whole table hasn't had anything happen to it yet. I have been trying to dig out more of the brick heads because I have a video that will come up in April about that. And it will also include something about my sig fig brick head, so stay tuned. Again, Patreon will allow you to see some of those videos a month in advance. So that's good. Not many of them are up right now, but they will be up real soon. I'm still editing them. I just finished working on a new outro for videos. I still need to work on the new intro, had it about halfway through. And then it'll be easier to dump a whole bunch of videos that's like ready to go for later on. And thumbnails. I'll have thumbnails this time. You guys won't have to worry about it being a crappy video now. So, let's move things out because I don't think I showed the other parts of the Lego collection, for putting it lightly. So, I mentioned before here, yeah, we got a bunch of sets. Need to move these into the backlog. They're probably going to sit for here for right now. Except for this one. This one's going with us. There's two more spots around the house that I use for collecting Lego and storing Lego. And the first one is right here in this closet. This is underneath the staircase where the basement was. It's on the other side of the wall would be the rest of the Lego room. So, this has a mix of things. It's right now a lot of Lego stuff that got shoved in here, and some of it for storage, some of them for particular events sometime later. Why is the Brickster called Joe Brick Joe? I'm pretty sure I did a video about that. Look for Learn the Secrets of the Brickster, Brick Theory. That's already posted on this channel. It got reposted, but yeah, it's in there. Why do the hidden inside boxes look like a Lego board game? Well, they are interacting with an app, so I guess that's kind of the idea there, is that it's like exaggerating beyond what the set is, kind of adding some imagination and creativity to what the theme is about, you know? So moving on from here, we have a lot of Lego. These are empty boxes right now, but they will be stored full of sets real soon, especially the Monster Fighters one. Both of these sets have been built. I've shown them off previously on a live stream. I'm going to move Monster Fighter sets into here, like all of the ones I have for the theme. I got a few more I need to look around for. They're in a separate box or something. I had like 2 different boxes for Lego Halloween stuff, so they'll go together in here. And Lego Movie 2, I'm not taking apart Rex Celsior or Haunted House anytime soon, but anything that's related to these, I will put them into there. For those who don't know, I use Lego set boxes after building sets as a way of consolidation and organizing. For example, down here is a large Mars mission box that is full of every Mars mission set I currently have. I don't remember if I did a video for it on the channel, but it's there. And it's it still has room for more. That's the surprising part. There's also a mountain climber set from Lego Quattro, which is basically like Duplo twice the size, hence Quattro, like 4, and Duplo being 2. Duplo Super Truck, 1 of 2. The other one I believe is in the Lego room, but I didn't get to show it here. Either that or it's in the garage, which we'll go to next, but you're not going to really see it now, and it's the same truck. Whole bunch of other types of bricks. A bunch of these I use for different events. Not enough for its own job right now. It used to be a thing that I was doing as part of a part-time job previously, but business has kind of slowed down with that, so it's more freelance basically. Every once in a while I have a gig per se of going of being part of an event and bringing a whole bunch of bulk Lego bricks. That's what all these tubs are in here for for kids to build with. Sometimes it's themed around the event. I've done it for schools, I've done it for churches, I've done it recently for New Year's Eve. They usually have me brought out for that. How did I get the big bricks? These are from Five Below. They had them a couple of years ago, and I bought a whole bunch of them when they were on clearance. It used to be $5 a brick, and they're all foam, like they're all flexible, so they're not going to hurt if you hit your head against them. But I got them when they were $2.50 or less, and I have like 13 or so of them. So it's cool. I've shown them every once in a while on video as a fun skit or something. Lego Ninjago, I think I had a video for that. Lego Shooting Gallery Part 3, they were included in there. So yeah. Yeah, Lego Ninjago, that was the Happy Meal toys. Lego Ninjago movie. I included a skit using those as if I was like practicing martial arts and then trying to kick them all over from a tower. Things you can always check back on the channel. There's hundreds, almost thousands of videos, so you can always check those out when things go slower here. Hi, Maniac. Good luck with your spring cleaning, sir. Thank you, Wesley Meadows. Brick Songs. You should thank Brick Songs for asking about the spring cleaning update. I knew I was going to make an update video, but I didn't know how soon, and I thought, well, I'll just do it now. It's a live stream. And I don't think another live stream is running right now. I haven't been informed about any, so I thought I'd just go ahead with that. This is more backlog stuff, believe it or not. And I don't know which way it's going. Some of it might actually go into the Lego room. How can Lego send me sets early? I don't know. I don't get sets from Lego early. I don't have any promotion or privileges for that. I buy all the Lego sets when I find them in stores. So, I can't offer you any advice there. Sorry. Now we've got this. So the Duplo Super Truck is right underneath that blue tarp. It's nuts, but this isn't just about Lego. Keep in mind, this is all of our family. It's like if we don't have an attic, we have this. This is our storage area. This is a garage, and a bunch of stuff has been carefully gone through over time. The problem was that we moved several years ago to this apartment. Oh, what is that? My face? Oh, we can't have that here. Swip. There we go. All right. Hopefully everyone didn't have a heart attack, but back again. So, my phone, and I went to go get a portable charger. Probably should have done that in the beginning. Didn't know my battery was going to go that quick. But here we are in the garage. In case you missed it before, I was saying that the Duplo Super Truck is right underneath the blue tarp right there. This is not just about Lego in this area of the garage, in all this storage. This is accumulation of a whole bunch of stuff from another house that hasn't been all filtered out yet. These are old stuff. This is stuff from all my members of my family. There's furniture in here that came with us, and it was done in a rush for moving, so it hasn't been properly placed. A whole bunch of stuff does on occasion have an avalanche, which we'll see a little bit in this video. We won't actually see the avalanche itself, just the end result of it. But that's what's going on. Let me see if I can scroll back and check on the chat and see how we're doing. Yep, Wesley Meadows, thank you, Bricksong. You're going to be busy. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I've been slowing down on making videos, is because I want to try to put more of my time into this instead of recording a lot of stuff. And some of the stuff I've already recorded in advance, like will be shown later, but it already got recorded a while ago, in preparation for this. Does Unikitty look like a half vampire in her show and Lego Movie 2? I can see a little bit of it, but I don't know. So, this is the garage. A lot of stuff in here. It's been shown before. It's still embarrassing, but I will clean as much as I can in here. It's kind of a progressive thing. I go from one room to the next room and then to here to figure out what works. Right now, the closet that I showed before is just kind of its own thing. It hasn't been properly filtered through yet, but this will be it. This is kind of the process of it. So it's like I work from the bedroom. I figure out, okay, what needs to go into the Lego room? and then I move that stuff downstairs. Stuff in the Lego room sometimes comes up to the bedroom, but it should be smaller, not taking as much space. And then if there's overflow from the Lego room, it's supposed to come in here. A lot of the Nerf stuff that I have lives down here by default because it would not fit at all in the Lego room. I mean, what I fit in there was lucky, and I'm trying not to make it more than that. I'm trying to make that as its own workspace, which is easy bag right there. There's a lot of other toys in here. Like I said, toys from what I grew up with. So I still have, there's a whole section of Matchbox back here. There's Play-Doh. There's, I think back here somewhere is Rescue Heroes. There's some Hot Wheels in here. There's Hot Wheels everywhere. There's a whole bunch of books. There's a whole bunch of toys everywhere. And they're not all mine. They are other members of my family as well. This cage is not, not going to be used anymore. There's a handful of things in here that I'll point out because they are mine. They're my responsibility. And my goal isn't to clean this in March. This is not the main goal. This is the overflow from everything else. As long as the other two rooms that are actively used are clean, then it'll be easier to move through this room cleaning this out. But I can't do it all at the same time, and I'm only one guy, so I'm sorry if it's not moving very fast. This bin up here has a whole bunch of Nerf in it, of various sorts, not a particular order for them right now. This bin has a whole bunch of Lego in it, and this one is actually about my Lego plush collection for the most part. There's a few here and there scattered around. There's a knockoff Lego plush that I found at Goodwill a while ago, and I decided, hey, it was not too bad. I thought I'd pick it up. It actually looks pretty good for the torso, but it's just the proportions and the way it's stuffed. It's weird, it's goofy, it's funny, but yeah, why not? I'll keep it around. Kids Lego costume here that I picked up dirt cheap. I thought it was an adult size. I was wrong. So I now use it every once in a while with that other stuff for gigs. With the plushes as like table decorations. I stuff a pillow in there and then I put it out on a table and it's like, oh, a giant Lego brick. And if kids want to, they can try out the costume. There's also another costume piece in here. You might have seen the giant yellow head, the mask. I've worn that before for video and for conventions. Here's where we start going into Nerf. There's one thing I need to fix there. There's a whole bunch that fell over. This is the earthquake I was talking about before. It's not an actual earthquake, but like things got shifted around. And because of the precarious perch it's sitting on, they all just kind of tumbled. So I will have to fix that real soon. Luckily, not a lot of it has been damaged. It's still a lot to weed through. Believe me, I do not use all of these. There are from dozens of Nerf lots that I got throughout the past year, a whole bunch of blasters I don't need that I'm going to use for swap meets and other flea market type sales. And then consolidate it to the ones I do want to use or do want to collect, which is not all of these. Believe me. If I'm up to 7 bins and a hockey bag and a another trash bag or two, a couple other bags, that's too many. And I know that's too many, and I'm gonna move them around. I have been organizing them though, so I have a better idea of what's in here, and then I can figure out, okay, do I need this type of blaster? Does it have all the ammunition with it? Does it have the essential parts or accessories to it? Is it something I can use for an event or whatever? Number 7 is one of those that's relatively organized. It has a whole bunch of long blasters in them. That's why it's a long Tupperware, heavy duty, so doesn't come apart as easily. Can't say the same for number 6 though. That one's kind of a miscellany. And it doesn't have a lid. I didn't get one with a lid, unfortunately. That was part of somebody's lot of Nerf that they just gave me one with an open top to it, and it's like, all right, fine. That one back there in the gray is number 5. That one is lovingly called Fivel for Rival. It's rival blasters, Nerf rival blasters. They're intended for teenagers and older audiences. They have yellow rounds or balls to use. now they've broken into more of them that are different colors depending on the series. They have some in Overwatch, those kinds of blasters. There's other brands that also do similar ones, like Adventure Force, X Shot, I believe, has something like that. But those blasters are all in there, and they fit beautifully. And that lid is holding on for its dear life because they it wouldn't be a huge disaster, but there are a bunch of loose ones in there, so if they did fall out, it'd be kind of hard to get all the ammunition back. But luckily for right now, it's doing fine. I'm just going to have to move these bins around. And I do actually plan to move these bins to another part of the garage as long as I can make the space for it. I want to actually keep these from being on top of a shelf as they are on now and try to move them towards the door because, well, I'm going to shuffle them around with the door anyways. And it would just be easier keeping it on ground level. They can stack on top of each other just fine, as long as the surface underneath them is a-okay too. Yes, I do have a Toys R Us display here that I picked up from OfferUp, either OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, but it was after they closed and before they reopened. Whole bunch of outdoor toys in here and of general variety. Nothing too much to worry about here. Just kind of like, oh, this is a good spot to fit them. The bins underneath here did have Lego in them before. I tried to dish out as many Lego pieces as possible, fit them into other bins that more fittingly needed them. I don't know about this one. It might still need to go through that again, but I'll worry about that later. More Nerf stuff here. There's a couple other bins. Uno, or the bin number 1, is my primary bin, like my number 1 blasters, the ones I use for competitive games, which I'll be sharing more about throughout the year. Those are in the car. I already have a bin in there. My car has enough room to fit almost 4 bins if I needed to. But for any given event, I don't need more than 2 of them. 2 and 3 are part of the loaner bins. These are ones, maybe even 4 down there. These are part of bins that I can use blasters, like they're extra blasters to me. I could sell them off over time with flea market or swap meet kind of stuff in general. But for right now, they can be used for kid games because every once in a while I run with a Nerf group, not just for competitive events, but also for kid-based events at like a library or a church or some organization that can run it for like a couple hours in a day. I had one recently, and I'll talk about that on the other channel, Maniac4Bricks more. And I keep these blasters aside now for that purpose. So that way those kids can use those blasters. They're, what's the word? They're intuitive. They're easy to use. You don't have to really explain them. You put the darts in the front. Here's how you load it, or here's how you prime it. It's easy to blast. Easy to use. And more will be sorted like that. There is at least one of the bins somewhere around here that's going to be for specifically sellable stuff. And it's not like high-end blasters or high value or anything like that. They would just be ones that someone will use better than I can. I don't need them for certain games or these other purposes, things like that. But I'm still working through that. So here we are back at Lego with 0 viewers. Back at Lego, we are here with a table and a shelf of backlog items. There's also a whole bunch of stuff underneath the table, but I digress. Actually, in here is the Lego Sega Pico game that I failed to mention on my Lego collection video. There we go. The piece for that is actually in the Lego room. It was already it arrived broken, unfortunately. So that's why I got a chip there. But I have the other piece. I don't know if there's an easy way to attach it back together and just hold it in place, but I digress. So yeah, that's what that stuff is for. That's the first Lego video game and the console. It's an unusual Sega console that lived for a short time. It's basically like a leapfrog nowadays. I did a video for it on the channel. And around here are a couple of things for backlog and some things already built from the backlog that just didn't get resorted in here. Some things on the top shelf, mostly the top shelf, are already built. And a couple of things around here as well in that stack. And I think there's another stack over here, what have you. But that stuff is already taken care of. I just need to consolidate them. So it's a matter of just breaking the sets down, putting them into bags, and then being able to continue sorting them and compacting the space as much as possible. That Pharaoh's Quest thing needs to come out here because I got to take all the Pharaoh's Quest sets and throw them in there neatly. Doc Samson, welcome to the stream. Behind there on the shelf itself is the backlog, and I've been reducing some of that recently, as I saw last night, and earlier in this video. I've been working towards that. The Bricklink set there is from the A-Fault Designer program. I got the 60th vintage, or 60th vignette, that's it. So it's the one that has like 4 vignettes that connect to each other. I'm going to save that for a special occasion sometime later. I meant to do that already, and I meant to do Destiny's Bounty already. Some of you may remember, I apologize, and I will have a good time to use those. The LEGO Education Kit, I have actually inventoried it. It's just missing a few parts, so I technically haven't completed it. There's actually a couple other sets in here and in the LEGO room recently that have been inventoried because I got them used, but I didn't complete them, so they are not built, and therefore they are backlog. A couple other sets in here of various amounts, and there's some of the Lego plushes again. The awful Yoda and the awful Chewbacca. They were the last 2 of the recent Star Wars ones for a reason for me to collect. A couple ones from gift with purchases or promos, some sort. I think there was a few from Legoland Discovery Center at one point. Nintendo DS one is a accessory kit, so you could actually fit, I think it's a DSi specifically, can fit inside of a case, and then you could accessorize the outside of the case using tiles. It gives you tiles to use that with. I think it also gives you a stylus with a brick on top of it. I've reviewed some of them in years and years ago on the channel. There's a Dacta set in there, which I'm happy to have something from Lego Dacta. But I haven't inventoried that one either yet. There's a whole bunch in boxes down there. There is a Mega Constructs box. Don't be alarmed. Like I said before, I do more on this channel than Lego on occasion. It's sporadic, but it's still something I'm interested in. Couple sets in there that are used. Some of them that are sealed. So they should be complete. There's a bunch on the table here that are also like that. Sanctum Sanctorum, Ninjago City Docks, a whole bunch of Lego Movie 2 sets, actually. I surprisingly have accumulated a bunch of Lego Movie 2 sets over the past few months, and I've thought, well, maybe I should save this for a special occasion as well. I keep thinking every once in a while, like, oh, maybe I should build some of these. And I'm like, you know what? There's a whole bunch. I could probably build them as its own stream at some point. So stay tuned for more details about that. Unfortunately, it's too late for me to do it as a 1-year anniversary of the Lego Movie 2 releasing in theaters kind of stream. That's not going to happen. I can't do a birthday stream related to that, or the Bricklink set, or the Destiny's Bounty, or the Ninjago City Docks. Yeah, all those things didn't happen. But 72-hour stream, just saying, that's a good time to use these. Unless I really have some time before that, or have another special occasion I want to do before that. The only occasion I can think of before that would be my channelversary. Every year, I try to celebrate the anniversary of my YouTube channel when I first uploaded a Lego video on here. July 1st, it started in 2012, so that would be 8 years this year. I could do it for then, or I could do something else, something more special, whatever the case may be. I also got a Digital Blue video camera here. It's used, it's battered a little bit, but it should be complete. But haven't tested it yet. I've mentioned before on live stream that I was going to do a video about Lego cameras, and that one is saved for that. And there's a couple other ones saved upstairs for that. There's a few sets in here that I can't bring myself to open, at least for now, because of Bizarre Lego. The one with the starfish above the DS one. There's one behind the grass, or the Plants from Plants set in the dark green box. I've opened it once. I didn't take anything out. I was just inspecting that it was complete. And then, yeah. There's also a few things that I found duplicates in my backlog that I've already built, or I already, like, both both copies were in the backlog, so I built one and then I just kept the other one aside. So those have already been going through on my eBay store, and you will probably see some new listings for those soon. Look for polybags, or look for Maniac for toys, but I will have some polybags on there soon, so they will be interesting. Some of them I think were, limited time or gift with purchase kind of things, so it'll be sweet to see it there. Bricktobers. I had a whole bunch of them that were in the Lego room. I think they're still in there, but most of the figure based ones are here because I haven't really had a reason to open them. And if I did, I put them back in the container already. It's just like, well, they're already here. I'm gonna keep the box with them. Might as well keep it all together. Scott's Toys, David from Scott's Toys, welcome to the stream. This is another one I can't bring myself to open, at least for right now, but eventually I'd like to. Lego Brickmaster 10167. When they first launched Lego Brickmaster, aka Lego Factory, they had a special kit that came out with the CD and a whole bunch of pieces to kind of give you an idea of designing your own Lego products. Brickmaster itself was a magazine subscription. I would love to do a video, and I would love to do more informative videos on the channel in general, but I'm also afraid that would lean into bizarre Lego territory. So I'm like, I don't know. The book is still in my mind and still trying to work through it as far as getting more information. I'm also trying my best not to overflow with the book because it's not going to have everything, but I know there's more to add to it, but I don't know where to leave off on writing it. So, brief thing here. Brickmaster was a magazine subscription, a paid magazine subscription, through the Lego Club at a brief time. It was around, I want to say 2007, 2006 to about 2010. I think 2005, 4 or 5. It was for a couple of years, putting it simply. This was, because you could get the Lego Club magazine for free in the mail, but you could also get a paid subscription for it. It gives you more content in each magazine. It gives you a bunch of Lego sets with every issue, like one per issue throughout the year. So you get 6 new Lego sets, usually around $10 value or so. Sometimes you would get exclusive sets themselves or exclusive items with those sets, such as this one, which they had early on. And they also have some things like they had From the Lego Vaults Volume 1, From the Lego Vaults Volume 2. They also gave you shop at home coupons 2 different times of the year, one in the first half, one in the second half. You get $5 off. And a couple other things. So it really, for $40 a year, it was actually a decent value. And this was a promo set for that. So this was when they first started having Lego Digital Designer. They called it Lego Factory around 2005. This was when they had the Market Street set, which was the second Lego modular building. And that was one designed by fans. This program is what they used. And the premise at the time was, oh, you can design a Lego set on here, send the order to Lego, and be able to buy it from their website and receive it in the mail. You eventually could design the box for it. You could design a little graphics on it from a template, or like they had a certain editing software for it, under a program called Design by Me. And I've shown that on the channel before. But this one's a set. This is a set of a digital product. And it still has a CD in there. I don't know if it is compatible with anything I have right now, but it's there if I want it. There's also a Lego table under here. Completely switching gears. This blue thing, you can see a couple construction worker faces on top. That's a Lego play table. I'm still figuring out where it's going to go. I've had it since about Philly last year, and I've been moving it around here and there of where it's going to actually reside. I got that luckily with a whole thing full of pieces. I still have to go through sorting those. A couple other containers in here. This Play and Collect kit or collector's pack. They had a bunch of them called Play and Collect. That's why I refer to it. It basically has a Lego video game, usually Lego Star Wars 3, Lego Ninjago Battles, or Lego Batman Movie, the video game. Or not Batman Movie. Lego Batman, the video game, the first one. And then it includes a special figure or something with it. This one includes a plush Yoda. I showed that before on Instagram. That's before the other plush Yoda that you see up there. I've done a review of the Batman one, I believe, before, which had a Funko Pop Joker with it. I've definitely picked up before, but I don't remember if I reviewed it or if it published. The Play and Collect for a Jango Fett Funko Pop in the same game, Lego Star Wars 3. The Lego Ninjago Battles, I don't remember if I ever picked that one up, but I knew it existed. It was a Brickmaster book with playset kind of thing, separate from the other Lego Brickmaster. They reuse the name a few times. Whole bunch of other parts in here from Brick Fair for New Jersey, maybe Virginia even. A couple other stuff in there. I can see a Build-A-Bear stuffed away in there. Whole bunch of Mills plates and not being used right now. So where does that leave us? Well, this is really just showing more that I didn't previously show in the cleaning update. And this is definitely more to clean. 2 more advent calendars, yeah. Not just 1, but 2. And those will be throughout the later part of the year. You know, I actually do it in December and not January. But that gives you a rough idea. There's still more to do in here, and there's still more that I can move out to here if I need to. And it's still walkable, even if it's narrow. So there's a whole bunch of Lego sets that I fit down here. Some of them consolidated from previous builds. Again, these are usually sorted by theme. And eventually, the goal is to get back to what I used to have. I still have it to some degree, but we've had a lot of Lego since then, so I have to change things around. Also, it's just easier for me to reach the light switch like that. I know, ghetto as hell, but whatever. Sometimes ghetto is a budget way of doing it for someone different. Ghetto always has like a derogative term to it. I'm not always fond of that. Oh, there's a sword here. Cool. So yeah. This is basically to show, yes, there's a few more things that I still need to go through, but it's the last things on my list. It's more important to me that I clean the area that you saw before in this video, such as the basement, aka Lego room, maybe the closet, and the bedroom, because those are actively used, especially for video content and for other purposes. Purposes, if you may. So I got a few Lego sets I'm going to try to build just to get a few small things out of the backlog and then being able to consolidate those nice and neatly. The good thing, for those who haven't seen before, when it comes to poly bags, where do I store them? I actually have a lot of poly bags that I've collected over the years. Not every one of them, but a good chunk of them that I would find out in the wild. What I would do is all of those CMF boxes up there and Mixels boxes and things like that, all of those will contain small Lego sets around the size of poly bags, but before poly bags existed, and poly bags and gift with purchase stuff. So there's no rhyme or reason for all of them. I haven't put a label on them to say these are all Monster Fighters or these are all Star Wars. It'll get there, but for right now, it's a quick way to store them away in a space that's already being used. So that way, fills those pockets. Hashtag fill those pockets. It's something that I've kind of come up as a moniker for the past year. There's a whole bunch of empty gaps in this room and upstairs. And I know where most of those gaps are. It's just a matter of actually going through, finding something to properly fit in them, and labeling it so I know where to find it sometime later. So, hashtag fill those pockets. Even around here, there's a whole bunch of Sterilite drawers. I have them up the wazoo, but I know that they can fit stuff better in them. And when I get there, I'll get there. You may have actually had a preview of something on Patreon. I'm not going to talk about it, but there we go. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a long one, but it should have had already enough to give you an idea on the update. Yeah, it looks a little messier than before, but you got to get dirty to get a little clean. We'll see you next time with more Lego videos, and have a great weekend, everybody. And for everybody else that's in the chat, thank you for joining. We had a Doc Samson, we had a Scott's Toys, we had a Yuru Suyasol. Maybe mispronouncing that. We had a Tron Bricks, we had a Wesley Meadows, we had Mr. Kevin Hinkle, way in the beginning, the Brick Burrow, the Brick Gamer, and Brick Studio. I believe that was everybody. All right, sweet. We got them all covered. I would like to do more with Maniac4Bricks more as far as live streaming, like behind the scene live streaming. Like, yeah, I don't want to put up too many more videos in general between both channels because, like I said, either way, it's going to be out of the time I need for cleaning. But I do still want to have Maniac4Bricks more available as a way to show live streams, like behind the scenes things. This is kind of behind the scenes just for now, but it's not always going to be. And, you know, when March is over, you're going to see more live streaming based on other things. So if you want more intermediary content, check out Maniac4Bricks more. It also has about some of those other hobbies that I mentioned throughout this video and other videos, such as Nerf, Hot Wheels, other hobbies that I have with Lego will live there. That doesn't mean it's only about them. There are still Lego things on that channel. And there will still be more if you follow me through Patreon. That's where you'll get to see the early access content before, like a month in advance of when it appears on this channel. That's pretty darn good. A month in advance. That's some major planning. So, we'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend, everybody.